cries and watch me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. And hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I want to taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
This is Tyler. Tyler, with Grammarly's help, is writing an email to his boss, Anita.
Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más, yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And we are live. Indeedy. Indeedy we are. Okay, so before we dive in, I guess we should take a minute and talk about what it is that we are doing. This is Launchpad. So this is basically going to be a series where we go through and build an app, pretty much start to finish. As a matter of fact, we have nothing set up right now. We just have an empty terminal and empty VS Code. And yeah, we're going to go through and build something. So I guess, hey, what's up, Pancakes? We're doing awesome. And we hope that you're doing well as well. Thank you for joining us. I think Trevor might be frozen. Are you frozen?
No, I'm here. I'm just listening. Kurt, do you mind turning? Would you be able to do some audio engineering and make it so that I can't hear your music through Zoom?
Yes.
Okay.
Did not think about that. Yeah, sure. Let me do that right now.
Thanks.
Is that better?
Yeah, there we go. Now you're coming through loud and clear.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. I do apologize. Yeah. So we're new to this. We're working on some different audio inputs. We thought it'd be fun to have some background music. But getting the connections correct between Zoom and the stream and everything else can be a bit much. But, hey, it seems like we've got it. Hopefully the volumes are good. If you're having trouble hearing myself or Trevor, or the music is too loud, please let me know. All right, cool. So I guess we should talk a little bit about the project that we're going to build. Right? Yeah.
I think that's a great place to start. Well,
yeah.
Maybe we I'm a bit on the quiet side. All right.
Okay, I could fix that. I could definitely fix that.
Thanks, Pancakes. Yeah. So maybe a good thing to start with is just talking about Launchpad. So on Monday, if you guys caught that stream, that was our sort of inaugural Apollo stream, and that the show that we did there was Orbit, which was basically a recap of all of the happenings in the land of GraphQL over the previous week. And today's show is called Launchpad, and the purpose of Launchpad is to take you through from beginning to end the process of building an app using Apollo and using GraphQL and some of the other tools that we love to use here. And I'll let Kurt talk a bit about the actual project that we're going to be working on, which is called Journey.
Yeah. So he's still very quiet? That's interesting. Okay. So let's try this. Oh.
I can keep talking just to make sure that we have some audio levels going through to compare with the last ones and whatnot. If somebody could,
let us know if that's any better.
Once things start sounding good, that'd be great. I can also repeat what I said before if it was too quiet to pick up, but hopefully we got that and we can carry on. Squirrel or Pancakes, you just let us know.
All right, so they're going to lose you for 1 second, but they're going to get you back at a much higher volume, I'm hoping.
Amazing.
So let's try this.
Cater, right?
Oh, okay, then I'll just turn that back on and I'll leave well enough alone.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
So I don't know if maybe I'll reiterate what I mentioned earlier. Basically, today's show is called Launchpad. It is a series where we're going to take you through the process of building an app with Apollo and GraphQL and some of the other tools that we love to use from start to finish. So every episode will focus on kind of like one slice of the development cycle. And today's topic is bootstrapping a new project. And once again, I'll let Kurt talk about the project at hand called Journey.
Yeah, so Journey is an app that I've actually kind of experimented with and built before, but the whole goal of the app is to help you or anyone kind of track their journey through a job search process. It can be very hard to aggregate all the jobs that you've applied to. maybe you want like some CSV template or CV templates that you can use to, save you some time. And maybe you have a couple favorites, or you want to remember people's names of who you spoke to, so you want to track that. So the goal here, and then like also, did you apply? What stage are you at in the interview process with a given company? And so the goal here is really to just have one place where you can go to reference to figure out, where you're at with each individual places. And so I thought that would be a really interesting, and especially now, we were already planning to build this, but I think it's very fitting now because unfortunately we're seeing a lot of people losing their jobs, and they might be having to do a job search. So if this is what I can do to help, that's what we can do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So, how do you want to start today, Kurt? I mean, we can just on the subject of tools. I guess one thing that we can probably get started with is just getting a VS Code live share set up, which will probably come in handy. But what other kind of tools are we gonna be working with today?
So we're going to be using the terminal because we're going to use some CLI tools to bootstrap the project. I'm thinking we'll use Gatsby to build this app. So we'll use the Gatsby command line tool to bootstrap the project for us. And then, so we'll definitely be in the terminal, and then really VS Code and the browser as we kind of figure out what we want to use, maybe for like styling. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So actually, I'm already sharing my display with you. I didn't even think about VS Code.
Yeah. Well, so the thing with if we use VS Code Live Share, then we can have like a shared terminal and like
that's
shared
a great idea.
editor.
So let's
so
do
we
that.
We can both kind of like run terminal commands and use the editor at the same time.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and bring up VS Code. So I'm going to go to live share, and I guess I want to start a collaboration session.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Ooh, sign in. All right, so I got to sign in. Which account? Yes. Okay. Okay. Invitation link copied to the clipboard. So I will send that to you.
Thank you. Okay. Let's do this. All right. I think I'm in.
All right. So I'm going to stop the Zoom share, but that might affect your video. So I'm going to have to like pop you back in.
Oh. All right. You don't need to stop the share if you don't want to.
Oh, well, I'm curious to see how it behaves because you'll be in VS Code, but I guess because you're not over my, yeah, no, let's leave it as long as you don't go in. I was just curious what would happen if you were like making edits through Zoom and through VS Code, right? Like
oh yeah, no. Right now, I've got like the Zoom, your shared screen on Zoom like minimized.
Okay,
So I'm just,
all right.
Just looking at your face, and then we can work in VS Code.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, and so then next time we'll just won't do the share and VS Code, and we'll probably actually get a better quality stream as well. All right.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So with this, you can since it's your session, I think you have to create the shared terminal and shared server. But basically, what it allows you to do is share with shared terminals. We can actually have like one terminal window that we can both run commands, and then with shared servers, you can share like a port of something running on your machine, and then I'll be able to access that same, like basically like our shared development server.
So I guess first thing is just getting a terminal open, right?
Yeah. So in VS Code. Okay, here we go. It's a read-only term. I'm gonna request.
Oh, here we go.
access. You
Read
get
write
that?
for everyone.
Hey,
Boom.
Nice.
This is cool. It's been a while. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So we've got a terminal. So I mean, I guess we're ready to start, right? We should just make a project. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go into my projects directory.
Okay.
Cool. And so in here, I just have some stuff, some things. All right. Very cool. All right. Now what are we gonna do?
Well, so you mentioned using the Gatsby CLI. That's definitely one route that we can go to get this project bootstrapped.
Yeah.
And then but I'll just also like present as an option. Like there's also the option of just kind of like starting with a empty repo, and then just kind of like building up the dependencies that we need, and we can get Gatsby started with pretty minimal
Sure.
dependencies and commands.
I'm just gonna yarn and knit then. Does that
all right.
sound reasonable?
Yeah. I think we'll need to do it. Like let's make a.
Oh right,
make
I
a
need to
new
make a
directory
dir
for
and move
Journey.
into that. Yeah, good call. Good call. Thanks. So we'll call this Journey V2.
Nice.
That works. We'll take it for now. And then I can just like CD into that
Mm-hmm.
if I could spell it. V2. All right,
Wonderful.
now we can yarn and knit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're good now. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Yeah, 1.0. Or should we do, yeah, we'll do 1.0. Description.
Well, with a lot of these things, like the way that I've been thinking about package JSONs for like websites or our apps recently is like typically what I'll do is I'll do like npm init -y or yarn init -y just to like get a package JSON built, and then like I'll end up deleting the name key and the description key and the version and the authors and all that stuff, because in the end, like none of
this is gonna, yeah,
data
it's not
is
going to be
actually
public.
used. Exactly. Yeah. It's not. We're not publishing this as a package.
So I'm just going to do that and do that, right? That's what you were saying, right?
Exactly.
Cool. All right, I like that a lot better.
Live share workspace. Now I want to know how. I don't see our like directory structure in.
Because we have to open the
VS
folder.
Code
It's
workspace.
it's not here yet.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm going to open that folder, Journey V2,
Yeah.
and then we should be good.
Okay. Let's do it. Oh. It says the host has ended the current collaboration session. Open folders and editors will now close. All right.
Oh, because so I guess it's like
Listen out.
dependent on that. So let me just reshare it with you.
Sounds good.
Okay, it's copied to the clipboard, so I'll share it with you again.
Thank you, sir.
Ooh, I just almost shared it with myself. There we go. Cool.
All right, and I think I'm just about in here. Opening remote session. All right.
Says
I
you're
see
in.
this. I'm in. We see a terminal. You should see if I open up a file like package.json.
Yeah.
Did that open up on your thing?
It did not.
What was the? I think there was a setting that you have to set to make it so that.
It opened when I clicked on it.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Can you go to the workspace, like the first tab on the left side? Okay. Now, if I close this, yeah, there was a way. There was like a way in VS Code Live Share to like follow a participant. So like it'll.
Oh, maybe I can go to the settings, or we can go look at the docs
let's
real
see
quick.
that. Go to the live share tab, and then let's see.
Like maybe there's options. So hang on,
What if you
copy,
just
collab-
like right click on my name there in participants?
follow to the side, unfollow participant. It looks like I am following you.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, let's see.
Focus participants.
Focus participants.
I imagine that would take me to where you are.
Focused my attention. My attention. I feel more focused already. Let's just see. Like, all right. Well, you know what? This is good enough. What I was gonna say is, like, if we just delete all this stuff in here.
Yeah.
And then basically start fresh. We've got a blank package.
I like it.
And then yeah, are you cool with that idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, do you mind if I just go ahead and install some dependencies?
Hey,
then?
man. Yo, you drive for a while.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh,
So
here we go.
what I'm gonna
Do your thing, man.
to start off is, we know that we want to build this using Gatsby and React, and we're going to be using Apollo Client 3.
Yep.
So we can just install those things right now. We'll say yarn add Gatsby, React DOM, and Apollo Client. And there's gonna be plenty of other things that we decide to add later.
For sure.
Those are the first things that come to mind. So just
Yeah.
those things install. Hey Kurt, do you have an ESLint config that you use in projects?
I just use Prettier, and then whatever Prettier does by default.
Okay, cool. So is that will that take effect automatically, or are there
No,
is there anything you
we'll
need to
probably
set
have
it
to
up?
we'll have to install Prettier, but then it should just work because I use the extension.
Okay, sounds
But
good.
I don't use a global config because everyone has different preferences. But I just use the
sure.
default. I like to offload things like styling to a machine
Sounds good.
of the code, not the app.
Yeah. for
Although,
sure. one day
that too,
we'll be
yeah.
uploading our all our CSS work to a machine.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
It will just know what looks best.
Yeah.
we can't be trusted with that kind of thing. Okay,
No.
so we have our dependencies. The next thing that I like to do here is just set up in the scripts block
Yeah.
of our package JSON a start script. And
Yeah,
it's
that
just
makes
gonna
sense.
run Gatsby develop.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, one other thing that I'll do is just say in here get init, and
Yeah,
we're going to be
perfect.
committing this stuff to get, and
Yes, we are.
that being the case, we should have a get ignore file that ignores node modules. Because it's a Gatsby site, there's going to be an automatically generated cache directory.
Yeah. Oh, oops! I clicked the tab and it added node modules for us.
Oh, that's all good.
Yeah, now we can remove it. There we
And
go.
public. These are like the three things for like a Gatsby React app that you're gonna always
Yeah.
want to ignore.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
getting
I
there.
like to do generally. I always throw in like dot and star just as like a precaution, so I never forget.
Yeah, true. We can do that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Why not, right?
Yeah,
Let
go
me
for
do
it.
that. Yeah, right. I'm like forgetting that. Yes, you're driving, but like, oh, I can still type.
Yeah, it's
And do
crazy. We
whatever.
can both do
Yeah.
this. If I feel like this file needs a new line at the bottom, I can just do that, save it, and we're good to go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now we have our package JSON with our most minimal dependencies possible.
Yep.
What I'll do next is just create a file at source/pages/index.js. And this is a place that Gatsby will look at by default for it will look for React components within your source pages directory and automatically create pages for you with the file name as the path, with the exception of index.js, which just creates a file at the root of your website.
Right.
But in
Hey,
here, we
thanks
could
for the
just
follow.
we could just create a new React component. So just say import React from React and export, make a default export that is a React component, and we'll just say
Awesome. Thank you.
welcome.
What's up, Hard Gainer? Thank you for the follow. Okay, I'm not seeing your changes yet.
Oh, really?
Oh, I see I. Now I see I. Is it just being slow?
Oh, it must be really slow. Maybe try closing and reopening the file again.
Oh, all right.
That's really strange.
Do you want to save
Yeah,
changes?
I would say don't save.
Oh, wow. And then boom. Yeah, it just went. Do you see that? You
Nice.
see what's going
wow,
on right
look
now?
how fast I type. That's amazing.
Are you a robot?
Maybe. Okay, yeah, that's so strange that these are still regarded as like unsaved.
Were you saving them on your side?
Yeah, they're all saved on my side.
All right. So we need to figure out. There's something here with those settings that.
Yeah.
Let me jump
Oh,
over
well.
here. Follow participant. Oh, I don't think I was following you.
Oh, okay.
There. That's better. Boom.
Okay,
there
yeah,
we go.
so now I can actually like move around.
I
There we
it
go.
was yeah, I guess the mouse was highlighted and so I thought it was like selected that I was already following you. Does that make sense?
Cool. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, so
Got me
now that we
good.
have this, what we just made basically represents the the most minimal Gatsby config possible. The most minimal Gatsby.
We should
Like,
package this as a
imaginable.
starter. Just
That's what we just made.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, speaking of which, shameless plug, but I have if you ever like trying to reproduce a Gatsby related issue, and you want to make a code sandbox, if you use like the basic Gatsby starter on Code Sandbox, it comes with a whole crap load of extra stuff.
A lot.
So I made a starter on Code Sandbox called Gatsby Minimal that is exactly this. Like it's just a package JSON with these 3 dependencies and this start script and then a page at source pages, and that's really all you need. So to prove that that's all you need,
Prove it.
let's Gatsby Minimal on Code Sandbox. Thanks, dude. Yes, exactly. So we'll just say yarn start and
It
run.
says the file is unsaved. Is that actually unsaved? Do we just do a new
I don't
line
know.
or
I
am I
think
not
our-
following you?
No, I don't really
Did you
know
save it?
exactly what the deal is there. I did save it, yeah. Oh, the host has shared a server localhost 8000 with you. Yes, I would like to see that. Dope. So,
Now it should probably do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to close this. Don't save.
yeah.
Close that. Close that. And now anything that you open or do, I should see.
Yeah.
I think.
I just opened index.js.
What the? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And it
there we
opened.
go.
And it
Cool.
opened. Okay.
All
But
right.
it again
Okay,
says
but
it's not
now
saved.
it's unsaved. Yeah, so it's all right. Whatever.
All right,
And
yeah,
if you just hit save now, let's see what happens on my end.
It just, for me, it just saves it.
Great. And then on my end, it's fine too.
Cool.
But the best part about all this is if you open up localhost 8000 on your browser,
Yeah, let's
we've
do
now-
that.
We've got our little hello world. We have a React app.
Oh, snap. Hello,
Nice.
world. Whee! Nice. Oh, you can't even
Shared
see it.
server and shared hot reloading. Exactly. And I'm actually seeing this on my browser too. I have a window open that is serving up whatever you see in localhost 8000, which is crazy. So
That
if
is
you
cool.
you can go ahead and like add. Why don't you add or like change the text in there? And then
Okay.
I'll let you know when it reloads on my side. Okay, saving, and it's already reloaded on my end.
That's so cool. And then I jump over
Crazy.
here, and it's up. It's different there too. That is
Mm-hmm.
neat. Oh, isn't that neat?
So freaking neat, man. All right, so now we have our basic React app, and we can go in a couple different directions here, like, and I'll kind of let you decide how we want to proceed. I guess like we could start going in the direction of like let's start like laying things out in a basic way, or thinking about what we want to use for some basic functionality like styling, or we can go the route of jumping right into the Apollo side of things and getting Apollo configured and making our first GraphQL query.
How about we do this? Hear me out. Let's hold off on the styling stuff. We don't really need that just yet. I would like to, let's set up the dynamic side of this, or like the Apollo client side of this, because I feel like that's like the base of everything, and then we can figure out styling.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, yeah, let's do it. So I guess for Apollo client, and this is a Gatsby project, so correct me if I'm wrong, but when we want to essentially wrap our root component that gets built by Gatsby, is that how we would do this?
Yeah, that's the idea. So, I mean, because our app is only one component right now, essentially what we want to do is say, like, wrap this in an Apollo provider.
And then we'll move it later. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, we could do that. Like, we could just get our Apollo configuration working here in our index.js file, and then put it in the right place once we have it working, if you're cool with that.
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe a good place to do, unless you're ready to go freehand with this, we can always refer to the wonderful Apollo docs for.
No, yeah, we should definitely bring up the docs.
Where to go.
Yeah,
right.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
I love docs.
It would be a more accurate representation of how somebody would bootstrap a site in real life anyway, huh?
Yes, this is very true. I live my life one set of docs at a time, by the way. All right, here we go. So you want to go through the tutorial? We're on Apollo Basics. Let's go.
Let's go Apollo client.
Apollo client React, because we're going to use React.
Yeah.
Boom. Get started.
And you can switch to the version 3 in the.
Oh right, yes.
Selector.
Beta. Beta.
Great.
Cool. All right. Apollo client is complete state management library. Yes, it is. For Sova and the. Hey, wait a minute. Oh. There we go. Well, we've already done Apollo. Oh wait, that took us to the wrong place.
This is the wrong link. Oh, dude, we gotta fix that.
Yeah.
Actually, do you mind doing this fix right here live on stream?
No.
Okay, here it's gonna be easy. We can just click on edit on GitHub.
Yeah.
And go to edit, and let's scroll down to where that link takes place.
Right. Follow the quick start tutorial, get started, right? Is that where it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just taking you to /get started.
Let's see. That's really interesting. That should.
Oh wait, did I do checkout official? Let's see what I clicked on.
No.
Follow the quick start tutorial.
That's really interesting.
But wait a minute, maybe I just have to switch the version because the default version is still 2.6. So let's try that. Let's see if I go here.
No. That's maybe that's something that's actually more broken than I think. Darn, that's
I don't know.
bad.
Doesn't? Oh, I see. It took us back here.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe it's not something we can fix right here live on stream.
Oh man.
But I'm gonna make a note of that, because that definitely falls within my realm of broken doc stuff.
Yeah. And I know it exists because I just looked at this like the other day.
Relative links on beta version. Because the way that it's built, that type of link should work.
Yeah.
But in any case, let's why don't we just hop over to we can get started from the left sidebar.
Oh, okay. Well, from Here we go. Get started.
Well, version 3 and then get started.
Oh, oops.
Great.
Cool.
Right,
Oh, there it
so-
is. This is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, we already did this. No.
We already installed Apollo client.
Yes.
We had
So-
the foresight to do that.
Yeah, and so now we just got to create a client. Oh, which is neat because now in 3.0 only requires one package,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
pretty
So
pretty
for
boss.
people who've used Apollo in the past, you might know that you used to have to import multiple packages and like we had a separate like in-memory cache package and a separate like HTTP link package and whatnot. Now it all just comes bundled with Apollo client, so that's wonderful.
Okay. So we've got a client, but I just realized that we don't have a server. So
What do you want to use for like a dummy data source
yeah, that's a
in
good
the
call.
meantime?
Well, in the meantime, we should just use the resolvers for right now.
Sure.
Can we
I
do
mean,
that?
yeah. That's one option. I'm thinking that maybe we just like pick a public GraphQL API.
Oh,
just
sure.
To,
Just
just
to
to
get
like
it.
proof of concept this. Like let's just
Yeah.
get Apollo working.
I love it. Okay, so then yeah, let's do that. Let's use. Well, we can use either. Don't you have a countries API?
Yes, sir. We could just do countries.myname.com.
Yeah, I mean, if we have it, let's use it, right?
Cool.
Okay, so we have this. We got our client. It's assigned a value but never used. This is very true because we need Apollo provider as well, right? I guess I should go back to the docs. What am I doing? All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh,
Hey,
but
if you
where's...
If you can freestyle it, then
Yeah, I can
That's all
freestyle it
good.
because there's no... I don't see the part on...
I think it's probably just beyond in the next section. Connect your client to React.
Oh, got it. That makes sense. There we go. Okay, but regardless, we got this. So let's go back and do it. Yeah, so we need Apollo provider, and then we're not going to return this anymore. Oops. Apollo provider, and that's going to get a client of client. Oops, there we go. Take you out, put you here. Okay,
Awesome.
now we have a provider, and I think we're ready to make a query.
Yes, indeed. So,
I really
and
do
now
like
we're
that.
actually this is kind of already getting up to the point where I think we need to move this code to wrap root element call.
Yeah, I agree. Right?
If we wanted to just make a query in here,
I don't know if that would work.
right? Because we're this hook is taking place outside of the scope of the Apollo provider.
Oof.
So
No good.
That's right. So let's I mean we can basically just move this to a
New file, right?
new file. I'm just going to create Gatsby SSR. There's going
like
to be
it.
two files that we're going to be creating here.
Yeah,
The
that's
first
right.
is
I forgot.
Gatsby SSR. And I'm just going to copy everything in here
Let's do it.
and put it over here. Do you see Gatsby SSR? Oh yeah, you do. Okay.
I do, but I have to switch the tab. There we go. I don't know why it didn't go with you.
All right. So, so a lot of this stuff remains the same. We're just going to change a few different things here. Instead of having a default export that is a React component, we're going to export a
Function.
We're going to export a function called wrap root element. This is a Gatsby API that is just a function that returns. It takes it gives you an object as properties, and you get an element. You can destructure an element property from there,
Yep,
and that's what we wrap with our Apollo provider.
I like
And
it.
That's really it. Prettier, has my back. Thank goodness.
Okay. Okay.
And that's pretty much all we need, with one little minor exception. This is not going to work in SSR as it is, because
Right.
by default we use Apollo client uses the browser fetch implementation,
Yeah.
which doesn't exist on the server. So we're going to need to install another package.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's right.
Add
Okay.
another terminal window.
Exactly.
Oh,
There
you already
go.
did that. Nice.
Oh yeah, I got you. And then we're gonna yarn add isomorphic fetch, right?
You got it.
That's it. Isomorphic fetch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So
Cool.
Let's see what we need to do here.
Okay. So I can't see where you are. Where are you at right now?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just whipping around in my browser. I just wanted to double check where we apply the fetch option, whether it's on the link or whether it's on the
I have always just imported it and then it makes fetch available.
Oh, I see.
Because it adds it as a global.
I see. Yeah, I suppose we could do that.
Oh, I didn't
I've
know there
always
was a
done it-
configuration option. That's cool. I'd rather see
Yeah.
that.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, that's much
So-
better. Now I feel like an amateur.
Fetch. Yeah. That's where we would apply it there. I'm just looking at one of my past projects to make sure that we got this right. Yeah, so fetch is an option on the HTTP link.
Interesting.
So what I would do here is say import fetch from isomorphic fetch, and then just pass that as the fetch option to my HTTP link.
I like it. I like it.
Nice. So now that we have our wrap root element call created for the SSR flow, what we also need to do is wrap the root element of our app for the browser context as well.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So to do that, I just do a copy of SSR and rename it Gatsby browser. And I mean, this would work fine as well, but
we're gonna remove
I think
that
we can be a little
fetch.
bit more succinct. What we want to say is like import wrap root element from the file Gatsby SSR, and then
Interesting.
export, basically like export const
What you
wrap
import,
root
right?
element equals wrap root element. But this seems oh yeah, here
Can't
we go.
you
This seems unnecessary. What we can do just to bypass all that is just say export
Export, right? Yeah.
wrap root element from Gatsby SSR.
Yeah, that's perfect. Cool. That's nice.
So that should be all we need to get our app wrapped in an Apollo provider. And now that means that I think you're one step ahead of me. We're gonna
clean this up.
we remove all this stuff from here.
I got it. Here we go. I'm gonna take care of it.
Let's
Boom.
do it.
And then we're gonna get rid of this. Goodbye. And we're gonna get rid of this. Goodbye. And now we actually want to make
Bye,
a
Felicia.
query. Bye, Felicia. We want to make a query. So we're gonna do two things. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get use state from React, because we're gonna need that. We're gonna need use effect as well, right? Or do you want to just do it in index and just render?
Let's
should do this.
let's see what we can do. Just let's try to run a query as it is, and then
just
we'll
YOLO
see
it?
if we need to. Yeah,
All right.
exactly. Throw
So
your
I'll-
YOLOs in the chat if you have any, folks.
Yeah. If you got a YOLO, throw it in the chat. Okay, cool. So then, we still need use query from Apollo.
Yeah. We're going to need use query and the GQL template tag.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Form from Apollo client. And now, since we're in here, we can just say use query. So I don't know. Let's see. So that's going to be GQL. Right? And we're just going to drop a query in here, essentially.
Yeah.
Can we? And then let's see. It's not going to be async, so we're going to need to then this thing.
Well, since it's a hook, we can just basically the way that we'll do it is we'll make the we'll use the return value from here. So we got data loading and error.
Perfect.
And then we'll write a query in here. If you want to just to get an example query for the countries API, you can just pop open either go to countries.trevorblades.com or you can check out the GitHub.
Let's go to countries. trevorblades.com.
That's the one.
There we go.
Great. So now, I mean, we can just kind of write a query in here and hope for type ahead, or if you open up the docs tab on the right, you can get a glimpse at what we have.
Yeah, sure. We can take a look at the docs. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So let's just try to render like a. We can render information about a particular country, or we can render out a list of countries. Okay.
Let's do a country. So we'll say country is going to take code. What country you want to do?
Let's do New Zealand.
Okay. Do you know the code for that?
I'm gonna guess it's NZ. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but this is a bit of a guessing game. And yeah, let's get its like name. You can get its emoji.
Oh yeah, it has an emoji. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I just ran it. Oh well, I hit the wrong button and ran it. Let's see what we got. Oh,
okay.
Let's try NW.
Oh, maybe try doing all caps in there.
Oh, in here.
Yeah.
So for those not there, it is. So if you see the query running, but I'm not pressing play, that's because I am hitting Control Enter, which will run the query for you.
Nice, that's handy. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So fun fact, I did not know about that either until very recently. So it blew my mind when I found out.
As it should.
As it should. Okay.
All right, cool. So we have a query in here. I think this is probably sufficient unless we want to get some more information. Like, we can also get like a list of the languages spoken if you use the languages field, I think.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
so languages. Oh, is that just an array of strings?
No, it'll be an array of objects. So
okay.
Yeah, if you open that up, we can get like the language, I guess, name.
Oh, and whether or not it's RTL. Cool. No,
so
they are not
English and Maori.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't even know what Maori
I can
is.
make that. I should typecast that RTL as true or false. It should never be null.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. It should be true or false.
RTL, true, false. Another thing that I was just thinking when we were doing this, like, the code being a string is kind of interesting, where you have to like know the codes.
An enum would be amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. I think I might. I think I might make a change like that. Now the problem is, that would be like a breaking change.
Yeah.
I think
no. Oh yeah.
I think it would be because you would provide the enum without quotes.
Yeah, Well, I'm saying you could probably use a different parameter so that they could pass that if they still wanted to,
Yeah.
and deprecate the other one.
Deprecate the code field.
Yeah, deprecate code.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Code enum. Taking notes here.
I love it.
All right, I think this is probably a good query.
This is a good query. I
started
like
with.
this. Shoot. All right, cool. So we'll take that. We'll take that with us back to here. All right. That seems legit.
Nice. I love that prettier formats GraphQL template strings.
Yes, yes. I love prettier. Like I don't, and also, you know, I love not configuring it. I love that it just does things and makes it look nice, and I just roll with it. You know, it looks better. You know what it looks better than? Me spending time formatting it. That's for sure. Or spending time configuring a formatter. That's what it looks better than.
It's one thing for the individual to like think about how they want their code to be formatted, but it's a totally other, like where it gets a lot of value, I think, is on teams where like you have multiple people with multiple opinions of how your code should be styled. I remember when we first adopted Prettier at my last company, and we had people with like vastly different opinions on code style, tabs versus spaces, etc. And it was nice. It was nice to have one like non-human participant just come in and be like, "Listen, this is how it's going to be. This is how this is going to happen."
It is nice, right?
It is. Yes, pancakes. That's a good way to put it. Separating different versions via routes. Yeah, that's a crap ton of work, and it still doesn't get around like the breaking change part. Like, well, I guess it could in one way if let's say I make like a vx and then leave the non-prefix route to handle or to just like serve up the APIs in its existing state. But like if people built apps with this and I deploy a breaking change, I would hate for like existing apps to just break randomly.
Yeah, that's legit. Oh, that's not going to work now because that's multi-line. So that's going to have to get wrapped. So we'll drop a fragment in here and we'll say div universe broken. And then we'll duplicate that, and then error is an array. No, what is error?
I mean, yeah, there's a few different. It's an object. There's a few different properties that you can use here. Like one is error.message.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Another option is error.errors, and then map over those.
Let's do that. That's what we want because we want all the messages.
Yeah. Now I'm not sure what the key would be.
Error.message.
Well, I mean, like.
Oh, what would you use for a key? I guess you could just use index.
Sure. They say we're not supposed to, but we do it anyway.
We do it anyway. YOLO.
Whoever they are.
Yeah, the ambiguous they.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that I think this is a real thing that we can do.
We're gonna find out because we're gonna run it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is good though, right? Oh wait, no. One more thing.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we can just do this as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that works because they're in paragraphs. And then I was just gonna say the last thing is we need like the data. So I'm just gonna say. Oh wait, oops, that has to be in the brackets. Stringify, and then that will be our data for now. I feel like that works, right?
Mm-hmm. That works.
Okay.
Let's see what we get.
Oh yeah, the docs.
Uh-oh. I lost my terminal window. How do I get that back?
You lost your terminal? Could not find client in the context. Oh, we might have to restart the build.
Yes.
So you probably lost the terminal because I'm on the second one. So that here's the first one.
Well, how do I even just pull up that terminal? I just like accidentally closed that terminal panel because I'm a noob.
Oh, so then why don't I just?
Oh, wait. I'm back. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So I don't think we do have to restart this.
We do. Okay, so the way that it works with Gatsby is if you change the Gatsby config, the SSR or browser or node,
you got to restart
Gatsby files, you have to restart. Exactly.
Dan Abramov is pissed right now. Using index.
Man. Recklessly using index.
Yes.
SMH.
Oh, and I just realized that this is going to be error. So we'll fix that
good call.
quick. Okay, so it says it's built. Says it is.
Let's take a look.
Hey, look at that.
Love to see it.
Yeah, we query in data, y'all.
What do you think about like making this look a little bit prettier on the subject of prettier?
Too bad Prettier can't do that for us yet.
One day.
Yeah. Who
it looks like you're trying to render a country.
Yeah.
little
it looks like
comes
you're
up.
trying to render. That'd be amazing. By the way, isn't there a Clippy extension now?
Oh, there should be. I mean, I'm surprised if there isn't, I'm surprised it's taken this long because we are in Microsoft land, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone made it. So, okay. So I think that, go ahead. Let's clean this up. Maybe like a nice string template or something, or like a heading. Let's do a heading.
Yep. Let's do it. Little H1 that just says data.country.name.
Okay.
Below that, we can... why don't we do the flag as well?
Yeah, I was just say put the flag in the H1. That'll look nice.
Okay, and then we can just map over the languages. Data.country.languages.
Oh, let's put them in a list.
H1. Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There we go.
And I'm just remembering that right now we just have a name and RTL. We're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna use RTL right now, but let's use the language code as a key.
Yeah, there we go. I like it.
So we'll make a Lee element and give them language code as the key and language name as the content. And
I like
I'm just gonna get ahead of Prettier.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And
I guess Prettier would have done that for me anyway, wouldn't it?
It would have. Yeah.
Cool. Well, this gives us gives us something that's nice looking. Hey, what do you think? This is probably like a.
Oh, I didn't show everyone. Let me jump into the browser so everyone else can see it. I totally forgot. Yeah, but looking good. All right.
So good. Okay, here's just like a little thing. This is just one thing that's like that just this is probably unnecessary, but it's something that bugs me, and
let's do it.
Want to know what you think about this? Rather than saying data.country.property 3 times, we can just say
let's destructure
emoji name and languages.
Yes,
from
please.
Data.country. Okay, cool. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
That's why. That's why it's there. You know.
That's right.
Oh. Languages is assigned a value but never used. I think we got a spelling mismatch here.
Spelt it incorrectly.
Langages.
I spelled it langages again.
Again.
And again. There we go.
1, 2. I wish we had like something that could like
strikes you're out. Wow.
Yeah, do like a count. That's hilarious.
Feel lucky that I'm still in the stream.
Yeah, and look, we can. Yeah, you get kicked out. It's like the gong. Yeah. Cool. This is awesome. So I think now, because we're starting to like, we've got data. We've got. a basic thing to query for, I think it's time, because this is bootstrapping, right? This is just about bootstrapping. We figure out how we want to style this thing. I think that'd be a nice thing to wrap up on. We pick a styling thing, style this up a little bit, and then I think that would be like a good roundup. What do you think? Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted because I was drinking water. I didn't want to my gulps to be broadcasted on stream.
Oh, no worries. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a great idea. One other thing that I'll add to that is let's test the error state, because we've tested. We can.
Oh, that's
confirm
true.
The loading state and the loading
This
state
is a good call.
and like loaded state works. So let's simulate an error. We'll just create in our GraphQL query. We'll add a field that doesn't exist.
Okay, I like it. I'm gonna add one.
Go for it. Oh my gosh, my phone thought it was talking to me, or thought I was talking to it rather. Okay, so clearly error.errors does not exist, but if you open up your web inspector,
Yeah.
we can figure out exactly what this error shape looks like. And you go to the network panel.
Oh yes, that's right. Let's just do that.
And
Oh,
just
no.
refresh the page.
Yeah.
Get that in here. And there we go. So
Errors. Interesting. Oh,
so we
it should just be errors.
Okay, here's an idea. I'm just back in VS Code right now.
Just spitballing.
What I'm gonna do, if you're cool with it, is we'll comment out our little error rendering code. Return null.
Console log it.
Or yeah. Why don't we just do the kind of the strategy that you were doing with the data?
Yeah.
Let's stringify.
Yeah. And just dump it. I love it.
Let's dump it.
Dumped. Consider it dumped.
Okay. All right, it sure is. I see. Okay, so the key that we're actually looking for here is GraphQL errors, I think. Hold up.
Errors
JSON
is under
stringify.
server error. So look, we're under server error.
I see.
Network error. So we gotta
I'm
go
just
one
gonna
level
console
deeper.
log. I'm gonna console log this so that we can actually explore the
yeah.
data.
You could do console table too.
Oh.
But there's only one thing. I don't know if that would even help here.
Is it showing if you refresh your page now,
Oh, yeah.
you should get a console log of the error object, right?
I did not.
That's strange.
Is it not
I wonder
saved
if
on
the
my end?
file. Yeah, exactly. I wonder.
That's
Give it
annoying.
a save.
Give it a save and a refresh.
Mm,
No, so console logging.
that doesn't help us. Okay.
Or it's not
here-
console logging.
Yeah. Well, what the case is that error is not just an object. It's an instance of a JavaScript error class, and so the value that it console logs is different. Like it's got like accessor properties on it, like GraphQL errors and whatnot, that we can see when we JSON stringify the error, but we can't explore those
in the
using,
console.
Console log.
Unless we
Okay.
save it to another variable.
Unless
case.
we okay, what I'm doing on my screen is just copying our JSON stringified thing and then pasting it into like a JSON prettifier. JSON prettifier.
Nice.
Let's see. So yeah, in here I see we just have a GraphQL errors property that is an array.
A network
And
errors.
Yeah, network errors that is an object. Okay, here's another idea. Just in the interest of bootstrapping again, one thing that all error instances have in common is that they have a message. Property.
This
Yeah.
is true.
So what do you think about this? We can just go and say, forget looping through.
I'm cool with it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is maybe in, in the interest of moving along. This might be the way to go. And for some reason, I can't trigger. Oh, there we go. Nice, it works.
And we'll go check it out. Hey, there we go.
Cool.
400. That seems
Well-
weird though. Oh no, bad request. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
So now we know that all three states are working. So I'm going to remove our bad property. Get out of here. All right. And now, I guess the question is, how do we want to style this app? I mean, because, you know, we don't want to have to spend a lot of time working on styling, preferably.
I agree.
This app, yeah, the app doesn't have, like, much outside of standard CRUD operations. There's a little bit of stuff. So like form inputs would be important to not have to style ideally. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what else. I guess we just want like a little nice UI framework, right? For React.
I'd be down. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
there anything that you've worked with recently that you like?
It's been a little while since I've used something else that was like on top of Emotion. Generally I just use Emotion. So I'd like to try something else out. Like either, I guess, like what are the ones that are popular right now? Chakra is really popular. Is nice. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the follow. Hi, it's Mateo. How you going? It's Mateo, right? Yeah, cool. Yes. What do you think about Chakra? Should we go look at it?
I've been loving Chakra recently, so that's
go
like
look at it.
my go-to these days.
Hey,
Is
awesome. Thank you
Chakra.
for the follow.
Yo,
Okay, so
thank you, Arto Souza, my man.
how do you spell it?
It's Chakra, CHAKRA dash
I got it.
UI.com. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, build accessible React apps, websites with speed. I love it. Oh, accessible. Yes, thank you. Themable. Awesome. Composable. Yeah, it's React. Oh, okay. I've seen. Okay, so yeah, this is actually pretty similar. There is one I've used not too long ago. Was it System?
Styled
UI?
system is
Styled
like
system.
really similar to this. They basically use the same styled system box API.
Okay. Okay.
So if you're
then
familiar
yeah,
with styled system, then this is a great option.
cool. Let's use Chakra. So then I'm gonna go to get it started. All right. Well, we're using Yarn, so I'm just gonna copy all this.
Sounds good.
Okay. And we have another terminal, right? Yeah. So we'll yarn add, and we'll take a look at it. Chakra UI core, emotion core. Oh, cool. That's right. It uses emotion. Emotion style, emotion theming. So I'd also be mostly familiar just because I'm familiar with building on top of emotion. Okay.
Yeah. In my
Sweet.
experience, it abstracts away a lot of the emotion stuff. Like we're not actually going to be interacting with emotion, but
Cool.
it is kind of nice for a library like this to use a really established styling solution for this kind of thing rather than like rolling your own.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so it did not like that.
That's fine. We'll
Yeah, I'll
we
just
can
restart.
our build. Before we restart our build, one thing that I'll mention is there's also a Gatsby plugin for emotion. I mean, a Gatsby plugin for Chakra, which
Okay.
enables the server rendering of styles. So yeah, we'll just Gatsby plugin Chakra UI.
Like so?
You got it. And to get this
Sweet.
set up, we're gonna add a new file. We currently
Gatsby
don't
config.
have one. Yeah, let's open that. Gatsby config. All right. Maduos.
And then this would be plugins, which is an array. And then because do we need to pass any configuration?
So you don't. They have defaults, but for our purposes right now, let's just use it as is, and like with the defaults, and
Okay.
and then we can change it up if we need to later.
Okay.
One of the
Chakra.
defaults that I typically turn off is they have like automatic color mode switching, depending on your.
Well, if you don't run with the default, I don't want to run with the default.
Okay,
And
okay. Here,
you
I'll
know
give
more
you-
than me, so I imagine it looks like that.
Yeah, exactly, and it's basically I think it's use color mode false. Let me just double check.
Yeah, do your
Gatsby
thing.
plugin
So-
Chakra UI.
If anyone is not familiar, what we're doing now is Gatsby is a framework that supports plugins. And so by creating this config file and adding a plugin section to the exports, Gatsby will now look here for our plugins. Okay, cool. So it is using color mode false. Okay. So we'll save this.
The for anybody who's unfamiliar with Gatsby as a framework, like one of the big promises of it is that it'll statically render your app. Now, one of the side effects of that is that because a lot of the packages and things that we use are mainly focused on providing in-browser or like client-side functionality, there's sometimes unwanted side effects on the server render side. So a great example is when you're using a CSS and JavaScript styling solution, it'll automatically load your styles in the client when the browser loads your page, but it doesn't automatically take in or take into account the server rendered version of your site, and you're going to want to compile all your CSS rules and make that CSS available to the browser immediately when the HTML loads as well. And so that's where plugins come in handy. Another great example of one is React Helmet, where you want to affect the page title of a page or meta tags, but you want to do so in the browser and in the static build. So the way that when you're using a lot of these things, there's typically a Gatsby plugin companion to a lot of the popular JavaScript NPM packages that we use. While we're on that subject, what do you think about adding React Helmet to our app and just giving our app a page title? I feel like that's something we'll want to do anyway.
Absolutely. We should definitely add Helmet, right? Because there'll probably be an associated marketing or landing page, right? And we'll want a title, and we would want like SEO, and if people shared it, we would want a nice like social, card using the OG tags. I think that would be most wise of us.
So
cool.
I'm just going to go in here and say yarn add React Helmet, and then like I was mentioning before, with a lot of the popular React or JavaScript libraries out there, there's usually a Gatsby plugin dash your library name here equivalent. Right. So in this case, Gatsby plugin React Helmet, and again, this will ensure that all of my title tags that I define in my app, they also are reflected in the statically built server render.
Exactly, I love it.
So we'll just add another entry here saying Gatsby plugin React Helmet, and we don't need to give this any extra configuration.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, yeah, cool. So I think we're ready to run this again, right?
I think so.
So yeah, let's go ahead and yarn start this thing. We have that script. Thanks to Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. All right, and that was super fast because it's already got the cache. So, oh, there we go. I was like, oh, it's done. There we go. Now it's done. All right.
Beautiful.
So we'll just jump back over real quick, just to, so here we are. And now look, this is interesting. So we've installed Chakra and we're using it, but because we haven't like gone in and wrapped anything in Chakra components, it looks like it's applied a CSS reset for us. So there's no more padding around the body and our headers, they are no longer bold or like a larger font. So that's really interesting. So I see that it applies to CSS Reset as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is good. So we're going to close this, and close this. And in here now, I think we want to add some components. So I'm not super familiar. So if it's cool with you, I'm going to jump into the docs and look at what components they have. Let's see. There we go. And Chakra, so we're getting started. I'm gonna skip this. I'm just gonna go to the components. We could deal with theming, another time. We don't even know what it's
Jetty
gonna look
CZ.
like.
The video for the stream will be available on in the Twitch VODs later, so you can look out for that. And I don't know, Kurt, if you're planning on doing anything else with the Twitch VODs, like highlights or anything like that, but maybe you can speak to that.
Yeah, so the videos and highlights will be available on Twitch for like up to however long they let us have them. I think it's like 30 days. But I've also will be uploading all of these to YouTube, and there will be a YouTube playlist on the Apollo GraphQL channel with each stream name. So there'll be a whole channel or playlist for Launchpad, for Orbit, and Mission Briefing. And then as well as that, there'll be a quick tips playlist where all highlights from all the streams will get applied. And so then you can go through and find them.
Great.
Yeah, we want to make this as much available to you as possible. Yeah, okay, so we're over here. So the first thing I'm concerned about is we have an H1, so I want some kind of title. I imagine
you just passed it. We're looking for heading in this case.
Heading. Oh, right, that makes sense. That's what we're after, a heading. I should have went a little slower. I am a heading. I love it. So let's go ahead and grab this. All right. So we've got our heading. Oop. Cool.
Wonderful.
Yeah, let's jump back here. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful.
Oh, already got a heading. So now I'm interested in, I saw a list, so I like that. List and list item. So we will skip, style type, interesting. We will skip the icon for now. Let's just do this. Jump up here. Okay. So we're not going to use this right now. And then list and nice. Cool.
Man, VS Code Live Share is so if we can achieve some kind of like synchronicity where we can like be twice as productive. A 2x engineer, if you will.
That's what they mean by 10x.
If we get 10 engineers on live share at the same time.
Yeah, then it's a 10x engineer. That's amazing.
You guys say more?
Yeah. All right, so let's jump back over. Oh, I didn't apply a style type yet.
Interesting. No default style type, huh?
Style type disk. Maybe, or maybe it didn't save. No, it sure did.
I'm gonna try saving again anyway.
Oh, sorry.
This will work. I've got faith. This one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got faith. There we go. Okay, I like this, but I kind of want it off of the side and maybe in like a nice card, right? Isn't there a card?
Yeah. There is. I think that there's another. I don't know.
Ooh, you have something else?
What do they call it? Yeah. Well, one of the things that is good about this framework in general is that it gives you like a nice primitive for applying random styles.
Yes, I'm just seeing flex here, and then I see box as well.
Box is the one. Yeah, box is the
box is the jam
of this app or this
Teach
this framework
me
rather. Okay,
I feel like
just heading back to VS Code.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with styled system, like I said, then a lot of this should be familiar, but we'll just change our wrapping div to a box. And this allows us to add things like, let's give it padding, like
Cool.
16 pixels of padding. Okay, that's
Love
that.
it.
Let's say that's what we want to achieve here. I'm gonna save.
Ooh, one problem. Did you import it? No,
Right,
yeah.
I did not import box, so I'm just gonna go up to the top, import box. While I'm at it, I'm at the top of the file. I don't know if
Boop.
there we go. So we also had basically 2 Chakra imports. I'm just gonna consolidate
Oh,
them into
I didn't
one.
even realize I did that. That was silly. Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, we
There
don't want
go.
that.
And now if we flip back to our browser, we can see that we now
Hey,
have
there we go.
padding around. So that's great. But one of the good things about the box component, or one of the things that I like about the box and this like the styled props system, is that it makes available to you lots of different shorthands, and in addition, we can use the Chakra spacing units rather than having like raw pixel values all over the place. So
tell me more.
First thing I'll do is say, instead of padding, we can just say P.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be kind of like the first thing. But Chakra runs on a 4-pixel grid, so you can use units of padding instead of like raw pixel values. So to have this similar kind of look, we would just use 4 units of padding. So P4. If you're this might also be a familiar look if you've used Tailwind before, where you might, if this was a Tailwind component, or if I was using Tailwind, I might say P4 like this, and then this would add 4 units of padding to my component. But we're using Chakra, so this will be the way we do it here.
Okay.
So that's like a nice little start. While we're at it, before we switch over, I'm just going to change the structure of this a little bit, make this a fragment with a box, and let's add a header. What do you think?
Okay. I love it.
And we'll just say, we'll print the name of the app. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, and then we should add that, bring in React Helmet, right? After we do this?
Yes. I think that's a great idea.
I love it.
So, yeah, well, maybe we'll just say like our box background color.
Oh wow! So it has like shorthands for all the common things.
Yeah. So we can have like background color. Shorthand for that would be BG.
Nice.
And in the Chakra documentation, they document all these shorthands really well. So I'm just kind of going off of what's in my memory right now, but.
I'm going to flip over to the browser real quick, only because I want to take this URL and grab it and then dump that into the chat so that if anybody else is, interested.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, we have a box that is functioning as our page header. But we want this to be semantically sound. We don't want to just have a bunch of divs all over the place. We want to be able to. We want the HTML of our site to be semantic.
Yeah.
So we'll take advantage of this as prop.
That's
that
nice.
Is on a box or really any Chakra element. That's the nice thing about Chakra, is that all of the props that we apply to boxes, if we want to give some margin bottom to our header, let's say, or our heading, we can use the MB prop, or if we want to spell it out, margin bottom, giving it 2 units or 8 pixels of padding. Yeah, so this pattern of style props is applied to every Chakra element. It's really, really handy, including this as. So we can say this is like as an H2 or an H3 or an H4.
That's perfect.
Whatever, however we want to, whatever semantics we want to assign to that. But in our header case, we want to make this a header, and just thinking off the top of my head, let's give it some padding on the x-axis. This is something that doesn't have a straight one-to-one parallel in CSS. What this will actually do is give us a style like padding x, whatever, and padding y.
I see.
it'll give us this one prop will turn into 2 CSS rules.
Got it.
It's just really, really convenient for applying some padding to just one axis at a time.
Either the horizontal or vertical, essentially.
Yeah. So
Yeah, X or
maybe
Y
we'll
axis.
do something
Cool.
like this. Make it
Okay.
more padded on the sides than on the top.
Yeah, let's go take a look and see what we end up with.
Drum roll.
Oh yeah, look at
Cool.
that. I'm liking
That
it.
works.
Yeah, it looks good.
Hey, what's up,
Okay.
Jake? How's it going over there, man?
This is really cool. So I like Chakra a lot so far.
Yeah,
To
it's
say the
really
least.
it feels really good to use, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's very pleasing coding experience. I mean, then again, I've been navigating, so it's not like I'm typing, but just from watching, I'm excited. So
One last thing I'll say on the subject of style props and Chakra is that Chakra uses one of those 3 pillars that you read about on the homepage was themable.
yeah,
So it's accessible, themable, and composable.
right.
This composable part is kind of represented in the way that I can assign or like use a different component or tag
Yep.
as like the root component of any Chakra element. The
Yeah.
themable part really comes into play here with colors. So Chakra has our Chakra theme has a number of color palettes configured, and they work the same as if you've ever used like a material design color palette where they're numbered. The colors are
Yeah.
numbered, so we'd have like gray dot
100, 200, 300. Yeah.
exactly. So we might as well take advantage of that too. I think if we switch over
Yep.
back to the screen, you'll
And-
see that that's
Yeah. And
our
so
nice gray 100.
in the future, we'll come in and override this theme, I imagine, right? With like colors
Exactly.
we want and all that fun stuff. And then we'll be kicking it with our own theme, essentially.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think this is good for Chakra. I think we're in a nice place there. Let's get React Helmet in here. And
Okay.
then I think that's like we're good. Right?
I think so. I think that we can officially say we're bootstrapped at that point.
Exactly. I think that we are bootstrapped. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. You wanna drive?
Yeah, actually, yeah, why not?
Okay.
Okay, so let's see here. React Helmet, if I remember, essentially, we're just going to import. Actually, I might have to look that up. I don't remember. It's been a while. Let's go
I can
find
tell
out.
you. Let's
Yeah,
look it up anyway.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, let's look it up. Why not?
Yes. Like we mentioned
Yeah.
before, it's like this conveys a more accurate like
That's what it is. Helmet. Yes.
bootstrapping.
Yeah, and so later we'll probably abstract this into a nice component that we could pass around and just change the few properties that would update a lot, and we could like abstract away a lot of the metadata that like wouldn't change. For right now, we're just going to drop in helmet and title. I think that is like, and then we can always take it from there. So let's do that. So now we know how to do that. Let's jump back into here, and we're going to get helmet. React Helmet. Cool, thank you. So we'll come down here and then right? How did they was that right?
That's it.
Yeah, what's really interesting to me is I guess it just knows like what a title is. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm not defining that anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. And then this will be journey. So now if we go back to the browser and we go here, up,
Ta-da!
and yeah, let me zoom on in. There we go. Cool.
Beautiful.
All right. Yeah, so that's good. I think there's a good thing. So one last thing I want to do is jump back in here and commit this stuff as like an initial commit.
Cool. Hey, before sorry to I don't want I
Yeah.
don't mean to put up more blockers than necessary, but one thing that I
Yeah,
noticed
yeah.
maybe before we commit this, and tell me what you think about this if this is too much at the moment, but this is another moment where I look at the code and I'm like, oh, these two journey strings, this is like, yeah, like my
Oh,
redundant
you want to
alarm bells
do
are running are
site
running wild.
metadata? Is that what you're
That's
thinking?
what I'm thinking. That's
All
what I'm
right.
thinking.
I
What do you
think we
think about
got,
that?
yeah, we got just enough time for that. I think we can absolutely do
Okay.
that. Let's do that real quick. I'll let you drive on that one.
Okay, cool. So basically what we're getting at is we want to draw the title of the site from one unified place that's available throughout our entire Gatsby website. And in Gatsby, the mechanism that we use to do that is site metadata, which is a key in the Apollo or in the Gatsby config file. So if we pop open Gatsby config, I think you might be not following me anymore.
Let's see. Let me go here. Oh, because I had to redo it. Now I'm following
okay.
you. Remember,
Cool.
I forgot it closed and restarted. That's what was happening.
Right. Okay.
Oh, we'll get this, folks. Bear with us.
We will, yes. So what I'm going to do is just define a site metadata key in my Gatsby config, and we're just going to define a title journey. That's great.
Perfect.
We're going to want to restart the development server, so I'll command or control C out of that and just yarn start again.
And that's because we changed like one of the core files for Gatsby, and the hot reloading does not pick up the changes to like these configurations.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So once that is ready, which it is now,
Yep.
One of the things that we can do is like we can if we wanted to like figure out where to draw this site metadata piece of information from, we could check out the little graphical the graphical page that Gatsby provides us. But I happen to know what the GraphQL query that we need to write here is. So if it's all right with you, I'm just going to go into index.js and write that.
Yeah, that's more than all right with me. Let's do it. Let's get it.
Okay, so we have two options for how we want to, or how we could extract data from our Gatsby graph. So for those who don't know, Gatsby uses GraphQL as a data layer within its build. So at build time, it'll source a bunch of data and make that available to you when you're rendering your static website. One of those pieces of data is the site metadata key that we just created. And Gatsby provides a couple little utilities for querying its local graph. So from Gatsby, what I'm going to do is quickly just import GraphQL and use static query.
Nice.
And at the top of my file, use static query is a React hook that just runs GraphQL query at build time, and then that data is like baked into our site from then on. So we can say data is equal to the return value of use static query. I'm going to write a GraphQL query that just says
Site metadata.
site, and then site metadata, and then title.
Title.
And that's all we need. Now we're going to have a conflict here because data is already defined. So what I'm going to do instead is just destructure the site property out of that.
I love it.
And that can step around that issue. And then in here, instead of writing the text journey, we're just going to write site.site metadata.title. And once again, I'm seeing my alarm bells are ringing out here. So
let's just make
what we
that.
might do is just say title equals site.site metadata, and use that here. And miraculously, the fact that we've defined this lowercase title does not impact.
That is wild. Well,
the
let's
title
see.
tag here. Yeah, let's cross our fingers and hope.
So it's built. Let's jump to the browser. Hey, just to be sure, because we restarted the server, and look at that. Journey, and we're still using title and title. Cool.
Beautiful.
So now I think this is ready for a commit. What do you think?
Now we're ready. Yeah, let's commit this and wrap
Initial
up.
commit. Boom. Now we have no repo for this, so we should put this somewhere.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Do you want to just create a GitHub repo?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that now.
Okay. Muesha, you commented it would be nice if the screen takes up more place on the canvas. For example, removing the left column with Launchpad. That's great feedback, and thank you for that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk about that after stream.
Seriously. Yeah. Thank you. We'll call this Journey V2.
Okay.
That works, right? And we'll say an app for tracking your job search progress. Cool. I like it. It's good for now. And then maybe we'll give it like an emoji, like a filing cabinet. Cool. All right.
Love it.
So we will create this repository. We will copy this. I'll jump back into VS Code, Terminal 2, and I will say git remote add origin. All right. Boom. And then git push set upstream. What is it?
Oh, you should just be able to say git push origin master.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you have to commit. Nice.
All right, it is committed and pushed. No README, no nothing, but hey, we'll get there. Yeah.
Certainly, yeah. That was a whirlwind today, and I think we made a good stride. Got the site up and running. Got all of our kind of core tools configured and working.
Yeah, I would say next time we probably set up the server, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then start working on integration. Yeah, I think this is coming along really nice. All right, so
Sounds
awesome.
Yeah,
sounds awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that it was informative for you as it was for us. And we'll see you next time.
Cool. Take care.